Today, I'm going to speedrun Hollow Knight, and this will be the first game that I have speedran in the history of living, and I want to beat Hollow Knight in under an hour. Now, is that going to happen? Most likely not, but we will see how this goes with the first speedrun, and I really want to see if I can make at least sub 2 hours, but, you know, let's see what happens. Now, why speedrun? Why did I choose to speedrun? It's because I've always liked watching speedrun content. Never done it myself just because I know how much time it takes and how much practice it takes, and I just didn't know if I had the dedication to do that properly. And now I decided with playing Hollow Knight, I have to do it. I have to do it. I just feel like it's a game that I love, so like, why not? You know, I love speedrunning so much. I love to see it. I love everything about it. Everything about it I love. So I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and dip my toes into the speed running community. And who doesn't like the live split? The live split looks amazing. Now, why Hollow Knight? I feel like if there is any game in the history of me doing a speed run for the first time, it has to be Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is just that good of a game. Like the ambience of the game, the setting of the game, the Metroidvania. I never even really played Metroidvanias before until I played Hollow Knight, and I just can't get enough of it. I could beat this game over and over and over, and since that's the case for me, since I can beat this game over and over, why not go ahead and try to speedrun it? I love speedrunning already, you know, I love watching it, so why not try to speedrun Hollow Knight? And that's why I settled on this game. So since I beat the game multiple times already, and I really, this is the main game that I stream pretty much every single day, I wanted to go ahead and try out speedrunning for it. And I really think that I can do more than just the any percentage. I want to be able to speedrun all of the categories because I'm just that invested into Hollow Knight. Like 112% all Pantheon bosses, I gotta try it. I gotta try it. But since we are on stage 1, and since we're just freshly dipping our toes into this, let's start at the very beginning. Let's go for the any percentage. And then on top of that, there's so many things that you have to learn when it comes to this. And one of the main things that I had fun learning for this journey was definitely skips. Skips were so fun to do. Now, there's a lot of skips that I was terrible at doing, especially this one right here. I felt like this was probably one of the easier ones, but for some reason, for me, it was hard to do. But then, you know, after a couple attempts at actually trying it, and seeing the time on the screen and seeing how much time I had was definitely applying pressure to me. So I, you know, had to lock in properly, right? We ended up doing it. We got the skip past that. And then this next skip that I was doing, which is the Dream Nail Sleep skip, you have to like time it perfectly with the frames, but instead for me, I was like, let me just spam the start button. So I was over here just spamming my pause button over and over and over and over until I finally got it to pause where I needed it to. And after this, all you have to do is exit out the menu while you're holding the right button and then do 2 dashes while you're going. And then boom, you got it. That's a skip. It was so cool to do. I was so happy that I did it. You have no idea. It was so fun for me. So we ended up doing that skip. And there was a couple other things that, you know, aren't really skips, but to me they're skips because I felt like I wasn't supposed to do them yet. You know, in a normal playthrough, these are things that you just wouldn't do. Honestly, I would never know about this right here unless, you know, I was reading a guide over it. Pathing. Now, there's multiple paths that you can take when it comes to speedrunning, and the pathing that I decided to do is a slower one, but since this was my practice, you know, I decided to do it. We needed a little bit of extra money to upgrade our nail. I felt like for me, I definitely needed to upgrade my nail because I'm just not the best at this yet, right? Not the best. I'm not no world record runner. That's not going to happen. So I decided to go for the stronger nail so I can really like just learn properly, because there's still a lot of enemies that I have to face that are pretty difficult. And one of those enemies, if you don't know, you'll know now, is the Watcher Knights. This boss fight is a killer. And I'm so glad that there's the chandelier there so you don't have to do, you know, as many, because listen, I was getting ganged up on. Can't even lie. It was a lot. It was a lot for me, right? But we locked in, and thankfully to Pantheon 5, we have a lot of experience when it comes to bosses because I had to do Pantheon 5 a lot. Now, I never use spells in Pantheon 5. I only use my Nell. I was a melee build type of guy. I always am. With speedrunning, you have to use your spells. That's just how it goes. You know, you won't have a maxed out Nell, so using your spells is definitely needed. So we definitely got used to that, and after finally getting kind of used to it, I was able to take the Watcher Knights out, and that gave me a lot of practice. That let me know what I was getting into the speed run. So after we got done with the Watcher Knights, it became a lot less difficult, at least I thought it did. But then we started facing some things that I didn't really necessarily think that I was going to struggle with. And one of those bosses ended up being this jellyfish boss that I absolutely hate. It took me 18 minutes to bring this down. Why? I have no idea. You tell me why. I don't know. It was terrible. It was terrible. I did not have fun doing this boss. I always hated it, even in Pantheon 5. It's just not great. It's not great, guys. But we ended up finally doing it after 18, 19 minutes. And I was like, thank the Lord. And then, guess what we faced? QGA. This almost made me quit. It took quite a while. It took quite a while. I think it took me like 10 minutes. 10 minutes straight of trying to do this over and over and over and over. I could not get this down. My time was running up and I was stressing. 15 minutes into this, almost 16. Somehow I ended up doing it. I don't know. I still don't really understand how I did it. Just thankfully we did it. That I'm grateful. And if you're liking this video so far, please click that like button. Please click that subscribe button because we will be making so much more content. And I'm so glad for you guys to be a part of this journey. I'm definitely going to be speedrunning a lot more. Like this just brought my dedication to a whole nother level. After doing this, I want to try more methods. I want to get better at the methods that we are already doing. And I just want to go insane. I got to get under an hour. I have to, right? And QGA, I think, is going to be my main one to do when it comes to pathing, just because, I don't know, I really like this place, and I liked how it just felt fun. It's like chaotic. It keeps your adrenaline going, and when it comes to adrenaline, I perform better whenever the adrenaline is on. That many people probably don't agree with that. Especially if you watch my streams, you would say that I'm probably the worst when it comes to having adrenaline and being pressured. But you know, we push through it. We push through it. So now we got to the deepness, and this is where we were getting closer to the final steps. And I was getting very happy and very excited at the same time because my goal for my first run was to get under 2 hours. And this was the final split. We are here. We are ready. And it's time. So, we get to go against the Hollow Knight himself. And I was so confident going into this fight. I was like, this is about to be so easy. I'm finally about to do it under 2 hours. And then it hit 2 hours. And I was getting destroyed. Mentally, physically, everything. It was pain. It was misery. I couldn't figure this boss out at all. He just kept countering everything that I was doing. He was so quick. I'm like, why? How did I beat him so easy the first time? Probably because I had the right tools for him. But now I had to just play patient. I had to really study this boss. I had to face him like I was at 1 HP the whole entire time, you know? Just patience, because he kept using moves that just made me so mad. But it's okay, you know? It's okay. We slowed down the time in my head, and I took it step by step, jump by jump, hit by hit. And we just kept taking the boss down slowly. And for me, that is such pain because I saw we were 30 minutes into this boss fight and I was still dying. I was feeling so defeated. But I was like, no, I can't give up. I can't give up. Keep doing it. Keep going. You got this. And just like knowing that it's like I'm going to do mini runs, especially if it's only going to take like an hour to do a run eventually. I'm going to keep doing mini runs because it's just a lot of fun. And then I get to keep practicing. And I was like, you know what, let me not give up. Let's just keep facing this boss. Eventually I'm going to have to get him anyway, right? Eventually I'm going to have to beat this boss. So that's what I did. And you know what? I think when it comes to like speed running, I think just having to get used to the spells, it's gonna be a lot for me because, like I said, I never use spells, but now doing speedrunning, I'm going to be using a lot of spells. So, like, if you guys have any tips on the speedrunning or anything like that, please let me know down in the comments below. And like, let me know, you know, some tips or whatever you guys do, especially if you're a good speedrunner. Like, let me know what I could be messing up on potentially. And we'll eventually get it down, right? But we did it! We finally beat him after 2 hours and 22 minutes into the run. I completed my first speed run and I was so happy. I know this isn't like a great time. It doesn't matter to me. Comparison is the thief of joy. I enjoyed this tremendously. It was so much fun, guys. It was so much fun. And I'm going to be doing it again, so if you guys liked the video, you already know what to do. Please click that like button, please comment down below, and please click that subscribe button. I can't wait to make a video over the 112% whenever we do it, so I will see you guys then. Thank you for watching.